Hello, I'm Min here. So today will be a walkthrough of my recent animation. So this is just a demo animation, not the main project. After finish the golden fish trick, I want to put it into a real situation where it actually swimming around to test out the possibility. And overall, the rig is actually doing very well and missed most of my expectation. As you can see, it can move forward and it can moving further away. Each part of the body can contribute into the waving swimming motion, and especially the last parts like the fin, the tail fin, all of them can move very smooth and very precise with the natural movement. So this one is a little bit more special than normal fish I have been rigged before, because when I start the main project and when I start to rigging the golden fish, I try to looking for some reference, and it seems like this type of fish, the movement is a little bit more special. The whole body is more stiff in the same form and shape, but most of the force and movement will coming from the tail and the cheek fins. So that those parts they need more freedom to move into the z-axis, and some kind of simplified enough to control in rigging when we animating too. That's why I build some and you can see I got another reference around here. The fit is a little bit different, but the motion is still the same. You see, most of them is coming from the big tail fin, and they use the front fin to redirect the motion, rebalance the body when swimming. So that make me have to try a few different kind of setup than my usual to figure out which one can translate that kind of movement and easier to controlling. And luckily this one is actually very close to the result I want. Even though it still got some kind of flaw, there is still a few things I need to improve on in the version so it can move better. But overall it is a good start too. So I'm gonna talk about it more later when I fix a few remaining flaws it still get, So let's just hide them for now. For now I will try to focus on the main overall of the whole fix rigging. And you can see around here I have separate. Let me just delete the keyframe. Okay, I separate the whole body there into multiple parts, and each of them will got a turning action, turning control like this. You can see the head will move, turn left and right in each perspective. Also the chest, the back, you can see it got some kind of distortion, but that is because I am using them individually. Meanwhile in the animation they are actually working together, so they're not a situation where I only turning the back turn but not the check. Both of them have to work together, so that's why when I turn only one of them it look distortion and doesn't look like the animation around here. And when we were moving further into the body, into the tail, I also separate, they also got some turn action to control it, but I separate them into two different segments. First the first half and then the tail end too. So this will be more useful for the fish movement as we see on this clip, because the more we separate them, the easier we can mimic the waving form. And I do that for both the tail to make sure they can turn. And after all of them, my first trying were using a 360 smart bond of the Moho 14.4. You can this one is a kind of action you can do it on the earlier version too, but not fully 360. So when I rotating this around, you can see that they are controlling all the turning point, and they will make the fish seem like it's swimming and flapping the fin on the idle position. So at the start, I was planning to use it at a base swimming movement, and I will animate when I put them into the timeline. I will animate this one to create a base swimming, and I will customize the whole body on the long side. However, when I actually applying that into the real animation, it turned out that not gonna work. I actually had to manually animate the swimming cycle for each direction, so it can work well with the turning of the body too, not only as you can see around here. The fish don't just simply swimming on the straight forward direction, they are actually on a zigzag movement. Like sometimes they're gonna go further away from us, and sometimes they're gonna moving toward us a little bit. It's still on the straight line, but not as straight. It's just a zigzag in the Z space, and that is actually the natural movement of this type of fish. So that's why I need to separate the turning into multiple control, so I can keep controlling them better, and I can mix them together to create the illusion of the waving. Even though it is very small, but it creates more believable swimming for the fish. And because all of them are separate, so at some time when they need to turn in around, I can turn them by I can use the head to lead in the turning. Meanwhile, the whole body is following, and the tail is follows the body with a little bit slower. And mixing that with the nature of the spy bond, it creates very believable movement, like they can maneuvering very close to the reality. And all of them are being combined into one rig only, instead of separating them. That is actually the challenging I want to try to push through. It's not the best way to read and animating a character, but it is fun to try to push the boundaries. And beside of that, there is a few other things going on too. Like you can see some bubble around. They are actually at the start I was thinking using particle system to push out the bubble, but later on when I try them, I want to the movement have more sketchy feeling and controllable. That's why I create a few different bubbles. Some of them got the liquid shape, so they can merge with each other too. But they are on individual bubble, and I get them follow into and I get them follow into a very customizable motion path. By this way, because if using the particle system, it can only push out the bubble and it will moving upward or downward. It cannot change or wiggling on the motion path, and this is actually very important to make the bubble more natural and more randomly feel. So that's it. This is a small walkthrough. It is a little bit different with my normal tutorial on this channel, but I hope it will be interesting and helpful for you too. If you got any question or any curious about some part of this small animation, feel free to put them in the comment section. I will try to answer them, and if possible I will try to record the demonstration to explain it more carefully in the final tutorial. Thank you for watching. I hope this will be useful for you and interesting in some way. Bye bye.